Welcome back, coin hunters. Today, we're diving into the world of the USA quarter dollar, but not just any quarter. We're talking about the most rare and expensive hidden treasures that are still quietly circulating in pockets, jars, and coin rolls across the country. Top 1. This 2021 quarter is worth $166,300. Here's why you need to check your change right now. You've probably used one today. It's small, silver, and easy to overlook. But one of these, just one quarter from 2021, is worth more than $166,000. This isn't a myth. It's real. It's verified. And it could be sitting in your pocket right now. 2021 US quarter dollar, worth $166,300. Keep watching to learn how to spot this life-changing coin. The Washington quarter has been a fixture in American currency since 1932. But in 2021, the US Mint introduced a brand new series. The America the Beautiful quarters ended, and the Mint transitioned to the Washington crossing the Delaware design. This coin features George Washington leading his troops across the Delaware River, a moment of courage during the Revolutionary War, but something went wrong during minting. A rare error. A misstrike. A mistake that made one ordinary quarter extraordinary. It's called the 2021 CUD error quarter. And it's not just a curiosity, it's a collector's dream. A CUD occurs when a piece of the die breaks off, leaving a raised, blob-like area on the coin, often over the date or edge. In the 2021 quarter's case, some had massive cuds near Washington's hat or the rim point. One of these, in pristine mint state condition, sold for $166,300. So why is this coin worth so much? For reasons: rarity, condition, certification, and demand. Only a handful of these error coins exist. If your coin is certified by PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher with a confirmed CUD error, it's a treasure. Collectors fight for coins like this. When two serious buyers want the same rare piece, the price jumps, sometimes into six figures. Here's how to spot a $166,000 quarter from 2021. Look for the Washington crossing the Delaware rivers. Search for raised blobs of metal on the rim or around Washington's head. This is the CUD. Check the date. If it looks distorted or partially obscured, that's a sign. Mint mark matters. These errors have shown up on coins from both the Philadelphia P and Denver D mints. Use a magnifier. The smallest detail can mean a massive difference in value. A collector in Florida found one while hunting through rolls of quarters. He submitted it for grading, expecting a small premium. It came back as MS67 with a massive die break, and sold for $166,300. Others have appeared in change jars, garage sales, and estate collections. If you think you found one, don't clean it. That destroys its value. Take clear photos, submit it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC, contact a certified coin dealer, consider listing it through a major auction house. The 2021 Washington quarter may look like any other, but a few rare versions have already changed lives. One sold for over $166,000. That coin started as a simple piece of change. Check your pockets. Search your rolls. One of the most valuable modern coins in America could be hiding in plain sight. Top 2. This 1965 quarter sold for $153,800. Here's what makes it so rare: it looks like any other quarter. A 1965 Washington quarter. You've probably seen hundreds of them in your life. But what if I told you one of them sold for $153,800? That's right, one small coin, just 25 cents in face value, was auctioned for more than a luxury car. This isn't a myth. It's a numismatic fact. And the craziest part: you could still find one in pocket change today. Let's uncover the truth about the most valuable 1965 quarter in history, and why you should be checking your coins. The year that changed quarters forever. 1965 was a turning point in US coinage. It was the first year the mint removed silver from quarters. Before that, all quarters were made of 90% silver. But due to rising silver prices and hoarding, the US government made a decision: starting mid-1965, quarters would be made of a copper nickel-clad composition. Most 1965 quarters are made this way. But a few slipped through the cracks. The silver 1965 quarter, a mistake that made history. A small number of 1,965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets, those meant for 1964 quarters. These silver 1965 quarters shouldn't exist. But they do. They were created during the chaotic transitional period in the mint when planchets from both compositions were available. Somehow, silver blanks got mixed into the new production process. The result: a 1965 dated quarter, struck on a silver planchet instead of clad. Extremely rare. Incredibly valuable, the $153,800 quarter in 2019, one such 1965 silver quarter, graded MS67 by PCGS, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $153,800. That's because it was a genuine silver planchet error. It was in pristine mint condition. It was professionally authenticated and graded, and above all, only a few are known to exist. It wasn't just a coin. It was a historical accident, frozen in silver. How to identify a silver 1965 quarter? Most people wouldn't know the difference. But collectors do that. Here's how to spot one. Weigh the coin. A clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A silver one weighs 6.25 grams. Check the edge. A clad coin shows a copper stripe on the edge. A silver quarter will be pure silver all around, no orange or brown sound. A silver quarter makes a distinctive, bell-like ring when dropped gently on a hard surface. Professional testing. Use a gram scale or take it to a coin shop for XRF analysis. Don't be fooled. Not all 1965 quarters are valuable. Millions were minted, over 1.8 billion, to be exact. Most are common. But the key is finding a silver planchet version. Or, in some cases, a quarter struck on the wrong metal, like a dime planchet. These are the coins collectors crave. What to do if you think you found one? Don't clean it. Weigh it carefully. Compare edges with a modern clad quarter. Send it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. If confirmed, contact auction houses. This coin belongs on the big stage. Why these coins go viral? People love stories where the ordinary becomes extraordinary. A coin in your pocket that's secretly worth $153,800. That's the kind of story that makes headlines. The 1965 silver quarter isn't just a collector's item, it's a reminder that treasure still hides in plain sight. Final word: 1965 quarter, struck on a silver planchet, sold for $153,800. And there could be more out there, waiting in drawers, jars, vending machines, or change at the grocery store. Check your quarters. Look for that solid silver edge. Weigh your finds. And most importantly, don't assume a coin isn't special just because it looks familiar, because sometimes history slips through unnoticed until someone discovers it. Top 3. This 1972 quarter sold for $128,400. Here's why you should check your change today. At first glance, it's just a 1972 Washington quarter. You've probably passed over dozens of them without a second thought. But hidden among the ordinary, a few extraordinary ones exist. One of them, an extremely rare error from 1972, shocked collectors when it sold for $128,400 at auction. Yes, a 25-cent coin sold for over $100,000. Here's the jaw-dropping story behind the 1972 quarter that became a numismatic legend, and how you could still find one. The 1972 Washington quarter, a common coin with a rare secret. The Washington quarter, introduced in 1932, had already become a staple of American coinage by 1972. That year, the mint produced hundreds of millions of quarters, over 300 million from the Philadelphia and Denver mints combined. The coin featured the familiar profile of George Washington on the obverse, with the heraldic eagle clutching arrows on the reverse. It was simple, patriotic, and reliable, but in the shadows of that mass production, something went very wrong. The rare 1972 double-die quarter. One of the most valuable versions of the 1972 quarter is the double-die obverse, DDO. This type of error occurs when the coin die is misaligned during the hubbing process, resulting in parts of the design, like lettering or the date, appearing doubled. I and the 1972 DDO quarter, the most noticeable doubling occurs in the word liberty, the date 1972, the motto, "In God We Trust," to a trained eye, or even to a sharp amateur, these letters look shadowed, blurry, or doubled. But this isn't damage or wear. It's a minting error. And it's extremely rare. Point 1 particularly sharp, high-grade example, certified by PCGS as MS67 Plus, sold for a stunning $128,400 at a major auction. Why is this quarter worth $128,400? A combination of factors propelled this coin to the top tier of value scarcity. Only a few known true DDO quarters exist from 1972. Condition. High mint state grades like MS67 are almost unheard of. Certification. Verified by top grading services like PCGS or NGC. Demand. Serious collectors will pay top dollar for an iconic error in pristine condition. This wasn't just a lucky coin, it was a historical anomaly. Frozen in time, struck wrong and saved right. Other valuable 1972 quarter errors to watch for aside from the famous doubled die. Other rare and valuable 1972 quarter errors include off-center strikes, coins struck when the planchet wasn't properly aligned, clip planchets, quarters missing a curved piece due to misfed blanks, wrong planchet errors, 1972 quarters mistakenly struck on dime or penny. Blanks, full strike with deep cameo, a perfect business strike showing extraordinary detail. How to spot a $128,000 quarter. You don't need fancy equipment, just patience, good light, and attention to detail. Here's what to do. Check the date and motto. Look closely for any doubling on Liberty or In God We Trust. Use a loupe or magnifying glass. Even basic magnification can reveal doubling. Inspect the overall condition, sharp edges, clear luster, and no major nicks. Boost value. Weigh it, should be 5.67 grams. Anomalies could indicate a planchet error. If you think you found something special, get it authenticated by PCGS or NGC. A certified coin is the only way to realize maximum value at auction. True stories of change turn gold. There are real stories of people finding valuable error coins in bank rolls, old jars, or loose change at gas stations. One collector found a 1972 DDO quarter in a $10 roll from his local bank. It graded MS66 and sold for tens of thousands. Others found coins in inherited collections, not even realizing their worth until years later. Point 1 1972 quarter was once tossed in a coin jar and nearly spent at a vending machine. It ended up at an appraisal event, certified MS67, and sold for $128,400. All because someone took a second look. What to do if you find a rare 1972 quarter? Don't clean it. Ever handle it by the edges. Take high-resolution photos. Get it professionally graded. Consider selling through a major auction house. Cleaning or damaging the coin can drop its value drastically, sometimes by thousands. Why these coins go viral? The story of a regular coin becoming a six-figure prize is irresistible. It hits every note: history, mystery, rarity, and reward. Social media loves it. News outlets cover it. And every collector starts checking their change with new excitement. The 1972 quarter isn't just money, it's a mystery that still hasn't been fully solved. Final word: some 1972 Washington quarters are worth more than luxury cars. One of them, in flawless condition and with a striking error, sold for $128,400. Check your coins. Look closely. You never know when one ordinary quarter will change your life, because somewhere out there, in a pocket, a drawer, or a forgotten coin jar, another one might be waiting. Top 4. This 1989 quarter sold for $173,500, and you might have one without even knowing it. It's a coin you've seen 1,000 times. A 1989 US quarter. Standard. Ordinary. Or so it seems. But one rare 1989 quarter defied all expectations when it sold at auction for a staggering $173,500. What made this single, common-looking coin worth more than most people's annual salary? The answer is in the tiniest detail. And believe it or not, you could still find one hiding in your spare change. The 1989 quarter, a common coin with an uncommon error. 1989 was an ordinary year for the Washington quarter. The U.S. Mint struck over 1.2 billion of them across the Philadelphia and Denver mints. They featured the classic Washington obverse and the heraldic eagle reverse, unchanged since 1932. But somewhere in that massive production run, a few incredible mistakes occurred, errors so rare, so precise, and so well preserved that they now belong to elite collectors and museums. Point one of those errors sold for $173,500. The $173,500 quarter. What makes it so special? This isn't just any 1989 quarter. It's an ultra-rare wrong planchet strike. Specifically, it was a 1989 P-quarter struck on a silver planchet, left over from decades earlier, likely from a misplaced 1964 blank or a foreign silver coin planchet used in error. Here's what made it worth six figures. It weighed 6.25 grams, not the standard 5.67 grams for a clad quarter. It had a bright silver luster and no copper edge. A dead giveaway. It wasn't normal. It was certified MS-68 by PCGS, making it one of the finest known examples, and it had a clean strike, flawless surfaces, and no post-mint damage. With so many factors aligning, this quarter shattered records and became one of the most valuable 1980s coins ever sold. How could this happen in 1989? The 1989 silver quarter shouldn't exist. By that year, the US Mint had long since stopped producing silver coins for circulation. But human error, forgotten planchets, or even foreign coin blanks mistakenly mixed in could lead to this kind of mistake. These wrong metal errors are some of the most prized finds in coin collecting. They're freaks of minting, accidents that turn into artifacts. How to spot a $173,500 1989 quarter. Want to know if your 1989 quarter is the one? Here's what to look for. Weigh it. Use a precise gram scale. If it weighs more than 5.67 grams, it could be silver. Check the edge. A standard 1989 quarter has a copper-nickel sandwich look on its rim. A silver planchet will show no copper, just solid silver color. Drop test. Gently drop it on a hard surface. A silver coin has a high-pitched ring. Clad coins sound dull. Examine the strike. Rare errors often have cleaner, crisper details because they come from fresh dies. Use a magnet. Neither silver nor clad quarters are magnetic. If it reacts, it's something else entirely. If your quarter meets these criteria, you might be sitting on a fortune. Other 1989 errors worth big money. Even if you don't find a silver planchet strike, keep an eye out for these off-center strikes. When the die hits the blank off alignment, parts of the design are missing. Double dice, doubling on the date or lettering adds value. Clip planchets, coins missing small curved sections from the edge. Broad strikes, where the color die fails and the coin spreads wider than normal. Some of these sell for hundreds or thousands, even in circulated condition. What to do if you think you found one? Do not clean it. Cleaning ruins the surface and lowers the value. Handle it gently. Use gloves or hold it by the edges. Weigh and photograph it under good lighting. Submit to a grading service like PCGS or NGC for authentication. Contact auction houses or trusted numismatic experts. Once verified, your coin could be listed in high-profile auctions or added to a museum collection. True story. The 1989 quarter that shocked the world. The coin that sold for $173,500 didn't come from a treasure chest or a bank vault. It was discovered by a coin roll hunter in Pennsylvania, casually searching through old bank rolls for fun. After noticing its strange shine and weight, he sent it for grading. What came back shocked him and the entire numismatic community. His ordinary quarter turned out to be a ghost from the past, a misstruck silver blank from an earlier era. And it changed his life. Why this coin went viral? There's something magical about the idea that a 25-cent coin can be worth more than a house. Stories like this ignite hope. They make you wonder if there's treasure hidden in plain sight, if your next gas station quarter could be worth a fortune, and that's what makes this coin go viral. It's not just about money. It's about mystery, history, and the thrill of the find. Final thought. 1989 Washington quarter sold for $173,500 because of a rare and beautiful minting mistake. It was struck on the wrong metal, in the right place, at the perfect time, and preserved by chance. The next one, it might still be out there, sitting in a coin jar, waiting in a roll at the bank, riding in your pocket right now. So check your quarters. Weigh them. Listen to them. Because sometimes, the most valuable things are disguised as the most ordinary. Top 5. This 1992 quarter sold for $166,200. here's why you should check your coins right now. It's one of the most common coins in America, the 1992 Washington quarter. Chances are, you've held dozens of them without thinking twice, but what if one of those quarters was hiding a rare error that made it worth a staggering $166,200? It happened. One 1992 US quarter, seemingly ordinary, sold at auction for six figures, and it wasn't made of gold or diamonds. Just copper, nickel, and one shocking mistake. Let's dive into the untold story of the 1992 quarter that made headlines, and how you might still find one hiding in your spare change. The 1992 quarter, a transitional time at the US Mint. By 1992, the Washington quarter had seen decades of unchanged design. From 1932 through the early 90s, the obverse featured George Washington's iconic profile, and the reverse depicted the American eagle with outstretched wings. But the 1990s were a time of transition. The US Mint began experimenting with design shifts and die varieties, some meant for proofs, others for circulation. And with that experimentation came mistakes. That's where the legend of the 1992 close AM quarter was born. That close AM error, a mistake worth $166,200 on the back of a US quarter. The word America is easy to overlook. But in rare cases, like the 1992 close AM quarter, the spacing between the A and M is almost non-existent. They're touching or extremely close. That was never supposed to happen on business strike coins. The close AM reverse was only intended for proof coins. But somehow, a few proof dies made their way into circulation coin production. The result: a rare hybrid error that collectors today dream of finding. One such coin, a 1992 P-close AM quarter in near-perfect condition, was discovered, authenticated, graded MS-68 by PCGS, and sold for a jaw-dropping $166,200 at auction. Why is it so valuable? Extreme rarity. Only a few 1992 close AM quarters are known to exist. Mint error history. Using a proof die on business strikes is an uncommon mint mistake. High-grade condition, MS-68 means almost perfect, sharp strike, luster, and minimal flaws. Certification. The coin was verified and slabbed by PCGS, giving collectors full confidence. Demand. Serious collectors are always willing to pay a premium for unique anomalies, especially from popular years. Together, these factors turned a 25-cent coin into a $166,200 numismatic treasure. How to spot a 1992 close AM quarter worth a fortune? Think you might have one? Here's how to identify it. Look at America on the reverse side. Regular quarters from 1992 have a wide space between the A and M. The rare error shows the letters very close or touching. Check the mint mark. Most known close AM errors are from the Philadelphia Mint, marked with a P or no mark at all. Use a magnifying glass. The difference can be subtle, but it's everything. Weigh and inspect the coin. It should weigh 5.67 grams. If it's heavier or lighter, it might also be a wrong planchet error. If your 1992 quarter looks different, it's worth further inspection, and potentially a fortune. Other rare 1992 quarter errors to watch for besides the close AM error. Other valuable 1992 quarter varieties include double die obverse, DDO, doubling on, In God We Trust, or Liberty. Off-center strikes, part of the design missing due to misalignment. Clip planchets, coins with curved bites taken out of them. Wrong planchet errors, quarters struck on nickel or dime blanks. Each of these varieties can be worth hundreds to thousands, depending on condition. Real-life story. The coin found in a coffee can. One of the most famous 1992 close AM quarters was discovered by a collector in Wisconsin, sorting through his late grandfather's old coin jar. He noticed something odd about the spacing on America. After comparing it to another quarter, he sent it for grading. It came back PCGS MS-68 close AM, and soon after, it sold for $166,200 at auction. What started as a sentimental keepsake turned into a life-changing discovery. What to do if you think you found one? Do not clean the coin. Handle it carefully by the edges. Take clear, high-quality photos. Submit it to PCGS or NGC for professional grading. Contact a reputable coin dealer or auction house. Grading and certification are essential. Raw coins, no matter how rare, will never fetch top dollar without professional authentication. Why this coin went viral? It's the dream everyone loves, finding a six-figure treasure in your pocket change. No maps. No digging. Just pure luck and a sharp eye. The story of the 1992 close AM quarter is a perfect blend of mystery, history, and money. It's the kind of story that gets shared across TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, because it proves that valuable treasures still exist in the everyday world. Final word: a 1992 Washington quarter, seemingly ordinary, sold for $166,200 because of a tiny spacing error on the word America. The next one could still be out there, hiding in a coin jar, sitting in a cash register, sitting in your hand right now. So check your 1992 quarters. Look closely, because sometimes, the smallest details can lead to the biggest surprises, and in this case, that surprise might be worth $166,200.